So there I was, all bummed out, staring at my Steam game library, bumming about the things I couldn't do. Nerve issues in one hand, very short playtime periods, no MMO. But then it hit me. My left hand has troubles, but not my right. And there's so many games you only need a mouse to play. And I looked at the game list all over again with new eyes. There's so many games I've never even installed. There's so many games that just need a mouse. So now I'm all kinds of excited because I can do more. The Chartreuse Leprechaun didn't win this battle. I've got a new plan, and there's more coming. Hello and welcome back to the Chartreuse Leprechaun. My name is Mark, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. So I was talking a minute ago about the plan. Well, it's a battle plan of sorts. First off, we're going to play this game. It's called This War of Mine. It's a new twist on a war game. You get to be a civilian in a war zone and you have to survive. Yes, characters can die, but the game doesn't stop. It keeps going on with the characters that remain. So, this War of Mine, little backstory on it. It was released in 2014, and like I said, it's a new take on war. You're a civilian, you have to survive in a war zone. As I understand it, this was created by two people. It was modeled after the siege of Sarajevo in the 90s during the Civil War and breakup of Yugoslavia. And in 2016, they came out with the first DLC. They added children so you had adults and you had children, and the adults had to take care of the children, survive, all that wonderful stuff. And then in 2017, 18, and 19, they came out with stories. Those are kind of cool. So there's two different ways you can actually play this. Technically three, because Final Cut there's two ways to play that. But we'll talk about stories first. So in stories, there's three different storylines, and they have multiple endings. So there's a bunch of different ways you can play those through with different outcomes. The Fading Embers, you're trying to save the cultural history of a people in this fictitious nation, one of the minority groups being persecuted and hunted down and all of that. The last broadcast is it's a radio station that broadcasts, that lets people know, hey, there's food here, the army's over here, the bad guys are doing this and that, and so forth. And then there's the Father's Promise, which is how a father deals with war around his child, and all, how do I say this, all, well, difficult subjects that need to be addressed, and I think they were addressed really well in this game, the way they were written. Those are story driven. In other words, you're not going to get another location until or you're not going to get certain locations until you visit a location, or you'll get a location so that the storyline can progress, because there you find out that you need to go to this other one, something along those lines. And then there's This War of Mine. They call it Final Cut, but it actually comes in two varieties. You can play the classic game, or you can play Final Cut, which takes place in another building with most of the same locations. But this is purely exactly what the game was originally designed for, what they call the classic version. You're in one of two houses, and you have anywhere from 1 to 3 players, characters, possibly more if they add in children, and you have to survive. You go to various places, you recover materials, you build things, you cook food, you make sure that when people break in, that you have the weapons to fight them off, and so forth. And as you can tell from the screen, I've played all of these several times through. Enjoyed it immensely. There's actually one where you can create your own custom game. You can choose the locations, you can choose the characters. I've played a bunch of those. But it's also been, maybe 2 years since I played any of these, so I don't remember how they all work. So we're just going to play a classic version, what they call the Anniversary Edition. We're going to play a classic version. And let's see, let's go with Roman and Katya. We'll play that one. And I'll let this load up. That is one downside to this game. The loading screens take a while. It's unfortunate, but they do. Uh, each game starts in a house. There are actually, as I said, I think I said there's 2 different houses you can have in classic version. If you force the final cut scenario or go random, it will generate you into a 3rd location. That's actually the same one that they play the stories episode of the broadcast in. Anyway, so we're going to play with these 2 guys. This is Rome and this is Katya. This is part of a besieged city, has been spared from the worst destruction until recently. Many homeless survivors from other neighborhoods. Fleeing a thug, Katya has been saved by Roman, a former militia member. Later, her quick thinking and press badge saved them both when they stumbled upon an army picket. They decided to ride it out together despite severe differences in their views. So that's the gist of this. Now, we have a house with gaping holes in it, so among other things we need to find the materials to build that up. We have Roman, who is trained in combat, and we have Katya, who has bargaining skills, and she's wounded, so you need to take care of your wounds. You need to build beds. You need, as you can see, there really isn't anything inside this building. So what you need to do is go around to all the hands and gather stuff. So we'll start sending them around here so that they can, there are block doors that you have to pick your way through. It is just kind of one of those, Katya's limping around. So your characters will try to take the shortest route to wherever it is, whether that's going through a blocked door or not. And if they get to the blocked door, as you notice, they'll just, sit there and do nothing until you tell them how to go around that blocked door. Let's see. And there's piles of rubble to dig out. There's how would you like to have a tank in your backyard? Anybody want one? Anybody see that tank hole? That's a great place to want to spend the afternoon, right? Yeah. Well, anyway, you'll notice these doors. They do not have like this door. You can tell that it opens. This one does not. You actually have to be able to pick the lock to get through it. And they don't have any lock picks at the moment. So we're going to send Roman over there. We're going to have her start digging through this pile of rubble. The problem with piles of rubble, if you don't have a shovel that you make from a workbench, so we'll make one of those since we can. If you don't have a shovel, it takes about 2 in-game hours to be able to dig through these. And while we're on that subject, they're both busy doing something. So what happened? He's not... What? Let's try this again. I put it in a place it wouldn't go. Pay attention to that for sure. At any rate, the clock. The clock runs until 7 p.m. and then it resets to the night. So if you haven't finished something by the time the clock reaches that, it's not going to get done till the next day. In the overnight, your clock goes till 5 a.m. and you have to be out of whatever location you're in and back in your house, this building, by 5 a.m. or you take a penalty and you could be 10, 11 o'clock getting home, and therefore things will not get made. You won't get enough sleep. There's all kinds of things that can go south. And there's our shovel. We'll have Roman make that real quick because she just might finish by the time he's done. And this is going to be close. At any rate, the 14 degrees centigrade looks like we're heading into colder weather, so you do want to make sure that you keep firewood and a stove on hand. So, yeah. Yep, she made it through. Awesome. And now he's done with the shovel, so we will send you down there. Grab that. And we'll send you down. Oh, wait a minute. No, we want to come down here. We'll let him dig that out. And She can't get through that because we still have no lockpicks. I should have had Roman make some lockpicks. Didn't think of that. Well, bummer. Alright, so here I am duplicating effort, which is actually one of the things you desperately want to avoid doing because you're on a clock. You have a time crunch. So, Roman, whoop, no. You're going over there to make stuff. You are going in there. Can we? We can make a bed. That is excellent. We are going to put that bed right there. Still no lockpicks. A lot of the stuff in these cabinets and these junk piles and so forth, they're randomized. So there's no telling what you may or may not get there. And if you played this before and you got, I don't know, jewelry in a cabinet, this time you might get food or nothing. There occasionally you will find locations. Oh, that cabinet's, well, that didn't help. That cabinet is locked. So can't get in there, can't get in there. Well, dang it. All right, Roman, go up there and make us a couple of lockpicks. We're going to need them. If that noise, that little rumble comes through, that is actually one of my dogs sleeping under my desk. Yeah. So if you hear that noise, it's a dog just being happy. She is a 1-year-old Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, black and tan. So, yeah, now you can see when you have lockpicks or a crowbar, it gives you the forcing action looking icon for that when you have a crowbar. If you have locks, you can open them up with these. And I don't know that we're going to get much farther because all of this stuff is behind, excuse me, is behind locked doors and piles of rubble, and we've got not a lot of time left. So we will take a look at this. It's a little something valuable. Oh, you know what? There's actually another hour left. I apologize. You have until 8 o'clock. I said 7 earlier. I was wrong, so I apologize. We're still not going to get there. So we've got the one bed. Now, one thing you can do, no matter what time of day it is, if you have finished everything you can do, then you can click end of day, and it automatically rolls it to night. And this is what you get. You get a screen. Time does not pass on this screen, by the way. You get a screen with some locations that you can go to, and it will tell you a little bit about the location. First places people looted, fleeing the city. Many people died. Neither side claimed responsibility for massacre that happened there. Despite heavy shelling in the whole district, it's still surprisingly decent shape. May have been looted, but there might still be stuff there. And then it gives you a list of stuff that is there. So you're not completely guessing in terms of what's where, what you can find. Lots, huge, some. Those are the descriptive words. So carry those in mind. The thing it doesn't necessarily tell you is what tools you will need there. Do you need a shovel? Do you need a lockpick? Do you need, it will warn you if there's danger, so you may need to take a weapon, say a crowbar for, parrying and blocking and striking back, things like that. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to send Katya because if you look, it tells you how much each person can carry. Katya can carry 12. She's got 12 carry spaces. Roman only has 10, and he's trained in combat, so he's actually better off being at the house to stand guard. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to hit the prepare button, and it's going to say, okay, what do you want to take with you? I honestly don't remember what I need at this location. I think it's the shovel and a lockpick. I'm not positive. Oh wait, this one does require a saw blade as well. So we'll take the shovel. I I seem to recall that being needed, but I'm honestly not sure, but we'll take it. And now we're going to go scavenge, and it's going to load a location. There are a few things that you can accelerate as you go about things in this game. Yep, there we go. Needed the shovel. Okay. Unfortunately, that loading screen isn't one of them. It's going to go as fast as it goes, and that's the end of it. There's not a lot you can do past that. And she's going to dig through that. And then we're going to see what's up here. And I don't remember if you can get down back this way or not. Oh, there's something there. Okay, if there is something alive or making noise, you will see these little red pings, sonar ping thingies, I guess is one way to describe them. And again, the same rules apply. You'll see these hands, and the hand indicates that there's stuff there, or possibly stuff there, I guess is the better way to say it. It doesn't always mean there is something there. So, how are we doing here? Okay. Let's see, is this the way out here? It is not. It's blocked on the other side. So, we'll go back upstairs. Oh, left click means walk, right click means run. So, you have the ability to go faster or slower depending on the circumstance. Do you need to sneak? Does it matter? Apparently in this location it does not matter, so that's a good thing. One of the things you can do is pick a location where some stuff is, like this one. I try to choose something close to the exit and just store your stuff. Doesn't look like we're going to need the shovel again, so we'll just put everything in there. The thing I always had trouble with in this game is remembering when I left a tool somewhere to pick it back up and carry it with me. So hopefully I don't do this here, because we need that shovel back at the house. We'll see. And we'll clean this up. And then we'll go dump that. Yeah, you can see why you want your person with the largest carry capacity doing your scavenging whenever possible. You're going to need that space. So, yeah. And drop all of this. Oh, that's one other thing. When you're in this screen, time is not passing. So that's an important thing to remember. You have time to think through stuff. So if you are in this screen and you're moving materials around, left clicking moves everything one at a time. Okay, right clicking moves a whole box. Okay, whatever is in that container box, that's going to move if you right click. Okay, so I think that's everything up there. And this door, yep, it's blocked. See where it says it's got the barricade and you pull that way? That's the side you have to be on to remove it, just like Roman did on that one door, or two doors actually, in our shelter. Okay. I don't remember if there's anything out back or not. Oh, there is. Okay. Okay, and there's some there. For reasons of time later in the game, time management, I gather from the farthest point out and work back to my storage location. So that way I at least attempt to have as little time as possible needed to run out at the end of the night, or when I'm done scavenging, whichever comes first. So there's some medicines, lots more lumber and materials. That's good because we're going to need those. So let's see what is down here. Oh, forgot to show you this. You'll find little things. They're notes or special thingies to talk about the circumstances that are going on. So you just found a note under the table. It's not exactly hidden, but it could be missed. From the style of the handwriting, it was written by a woman. Milos, I'm sorry, really sorry. I couldn't wait any longer. I hid some jewelry inside the books. Look for them in the basement. Inside carton boxes behind the barred door. Use it. Stay alive, please. God bless you. I'm sorry. Sounds like somebody's wife got tired of waiting for him and went to make her way out of this city. So, all right. So here's that locked gate. So presumably the jewelry and stuff is over here if I read that note correctly. We can't get through that because we don't have a saw blade to get through the gate. That requires an upgrade to the workbench, the materials bench, workbench, metals bench. That's what they call it, metals bench. So, which we have not been able to do yet. However, 3 o'clock. I am not going to get this one completely cleaned out in terms of all the locations looked at. I do not have the time for it, or at least I don't think I do. We'll see. She is loud down there. But she's a sweetheart. An awesome girl. Actually, that's my daughter's dog. That's not even mine. They snore about the same. It's hard to tell the difference. And that's not bad. We actually did get through all the available locations without that saw blade. We left one small item in that one location underneath the ladder in the basement. Alright, so one of the things I did not check, and you need to pay attention to it because obviously you have to keep your people happy, there are some things that they will want. You have coffee drinkers and you have cigarette smokers. So if you open your, I think it's our items is what they call it. We'll look at it when we get into the shelter, back into the shelter. But if you open that up, it'll tell you we need coffee, we need cigarettes, or if you have both of those, it'll tell you how much of each one get used each day. Daily use of coffee is 1, daily use of cigarettes is 9, whatever the number is. So that is also something you need to pay attention to. And yeah, there's a lot here. Now this is where you have to start making some hard decisions. What do you need to take back to the shelter with you? Do you need food? Do you need medicine? Or do you just need materials to build stuff? Maybe things to trade with. There is a guy that comes by the house every 3 days to trade. Now he can show up on anywhere from the 2nd through the 5th day for the first time, and then every 3 to 4 days after that, he will show up at your door to trade stuff. So yeah. Or do you need trade goods? Do we need trade goods yet? I don't know. I won't know until he shows up for the first time. So, but what I do know is we need to make a lot of stuff. And there's no bandages here, so I can't get anything to help Katya's wound. That's kind of a bummer. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to load up a bunch of that. We're going to grab some gears and take a bunch of wood. And I should have taken the time to look at what materials we have and don't have before I left the shelter, and I didn't do it. So yeah, there's a lot that you have to pay attention to in this game. It's all about choices. This game is everything about choices. Alright, we'll go with that. We'll see where we get. And now, no matter what time it is, once again, instead of end the day, it's run to the exit. So if at midnight you've searched every location you could possibly look at, gathered whatever stuff is there, and you have it all in place, you've made your choice about what bringing back, you can hit run to the exit. and your character will run to the exit, and your night is over. Starting at 4 o'clock, you start getting warnings. Hey, I need to hurry back. You'll see the little dialogue box. It popped up on Katya just as she was getting to the exit spot. So you're not completely in the dark as to what's going on and what you need to do, but it's all about your choices. Now, once you do this, we got raided. Once you get back, you can accelerate the load screen a little bit. You can click and right click, and it will pop through the loading screen and then bring you straight into whatever you need to get done. So we got raided last night. That means some bad guys came and tried to take stuff. So they tried to rob us. They didn't seem very determined. Managed to fend them off. Too bad we had no weapons. Nobody was wounded. The attackers didn't steal anything. This is good. And then Katya brought back all of this. So with that in mind, we need to see what we can make. Really? Is it possible? It is. That's excellent. We can upgrade that. That is fantastic. Katya needs to go to bed. Oh, slightly wounded. That means she's been just through some healing while all this was going on. That's very good. We'll talk about this right here. We have, and you'll see she's in bed sleeping, so now she is recovering. You will get that recovering if they are ill, if they're wounded, and it doesn't matter how severely either one of those is occurring in that character. They can be hungry, they can be very hungry, they can be exhausted, they can be all kinds of things here, and you need to pay attention. Tired means she's been up and needs to go to sleep. Roman has been up, he needs to go to sleep, and he's hungry. You generally need to feed your characters about every other day or every third day. You do not need to feed them every day. If you do the everyday thing, you will run out of food, and it's not going to be fun. So let's see here. We can fix one of the barricades. That's excellent. We'll send him out to do that, and he's going to do that one. Okay. They start with I think they start with the one closest to the door. And then they work out from there. You'll see one up there, and then there's one back here. There's always 3 of them. And you need to fix those, because the more of those are open, the more people come in and try and attack and steal your stuff and so forth. So, yeah. Alright, so now we will send Roman back down here to start clearing all that stuff out and discover more stuff. Now we only have one lockpick left, so once he uses that one here, this is going to go back to a lock, and so will that one, and so will that one. So we actually need 1 crowbar or 3 lockpicks. What? Oh, we left the shovel. I told you, you have to remember to bring your tools back with you. We're off to a rocking start here. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, this is going to be a long day for Roman, because as I'm sure you've noticed, he just spent like 2 hours, hour and a half, whatever it is, digging through that pile of rubble right there. So, yeah, great fun. So, yeah, 13 degrees Celsius, so the temperature's going down. We need to hurry up and build a heater. Katya is no longer tired. It takes about 6 hours for tired to wear off. It takes 8 or 9 hours, I think, for very tired to wear off. Might be 10. I'm not certain on that. And, of course, each level of tired gets worse. There's exhausted. There's, I think there's one more besides exhausted, but I can't remember what it is. So... we'll make a crowbar. Because that can stay around as a weapon. And we still have 1 lockpick, so depending on the description of the next location we're going to, Actually, I may go back to that same one and not necessarily clean it out, but gather up more stuff. So there's that force the lock crowbar thing I was talking about. So we'll have, oh no, not you. We'll send Roman over there to do that. You, oh, Roman didn't go to bed. Oh, he's going to be very tired tomorrow. I don't think. Nope, we can't make another bed. We can't blockade another. We can't barricade another hole in the wall, and we can't make a stove. We don't have quite enough stuff of anything to be able to do that. So, Roman finished picking through the lock, and oh, we have another lockpick. That's good news. So, well, No. I don't think it's going to be enough time for Roman. But we'll see. We'll send her down there to, obviously one person on a ladder or staircase, by the way, at a time. Whereas most staircases, one person can go up, one person can go down. Not in this game. And they're all considered ladders and one person at a time. Okay, what's in here? Another lockpick. Oh, and a bandage. That's good news. So, Alright, we'll have her go up and force that lock. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, you'll notice that the more it gets used, the more deteriorated it becomes. We may need to build another one of these here fairly soon. But it is something to keep an eye on. It'll let you know when a tool breaks and it's no longer useful. Just hadn't done it yet. So let her do that. So we need to plan things out. So we need a stove. We need a second bed. We need to block up another one of those. And preferably both, but we could do without the second bed while we do that. So that's theoretically possible. Okay. And we'll go ahead and end the day, and you'll notice the time kept running and it shows you the level that it was at. Supermarket. Well, let's look. We only looked at the looted gas station. Let's take a minute and look at these other locations. So the quiet house, this is like rich neighborhood that the war has left alone for whatever reason. And they've probably got a bunch of stuff, but to get it, you're going to have to steal it. And that's one of those judgment calls you have to make. Because if you steal, it actually causes your characters to be unhappy. They will get sad. They will get depressed. And that has you can actually have like broken characters. Emotionally broken is what it means, but I believe the phrase they use is broken. Basically a nervous breakdown, and they don't function. So, got to be careful with that. So now we have St. Mary's Church. Still a place of meetings, local community. Olek is known for charity and offering refuge to the poor, has items to give away or trade. Vestry behind the church is devastated and abandoned, might be stuff there, and there's a list of stuff. So this is a church that is doing what the church is supposed to do. They are taking care of people that hurt. They are providing stuff. He's perfectly willing to trade because he's got people he's got to take care of. That's actually a good thing. So, and Roman remained tired. He did not get enough sleep time, so we'll have to watch that tomorrow. We may actually have to build that. But we're going to go back to the gas station, and an airport. I didn't see that one. Last plane left long ago. Airspace over the country is closed. They keep a garrison at the control tower. So the army is there. So there's extreme danger possible. You can get shot at. You can get killed. But there's stuff. There's materials. There's medications. There's food. There's stuff. And it might be worth going there. So again, decisions. This is a game that is all about decisions. And they affect what happens to you. So this is why I like this game so much. And I've played it so much. It's been quite a while, but let's see. So the only thing we had left was the saw blade and a pick, but I don't have a saw blade, so I can't get into that. So we're just going to go gather stuff from that pile that we made, and we're going to make our choices again in terms of what we want to carry out so we can get things done. So we needed a stove, we needed the wall fixed, we need to upgrade the metals bench, and anything else we can get. So let's take a look here. 20 of those I think is okay. Oh, we may actually have that guy coming to trade today. Oh. What if he doesn't show, though? Oh, I hate this. Take that. And we'll take that. Oh, I hope that's enough. Oh, these are tough choices. Oh, and the shovel. I need the shovel. Oh, darn it. And that shovel takes up, I mean, you can only get one of those in a slot, which is tough. Because I have to give up a lot to be able to take that. Yeah, we'll do this. Oh, I hope that's a good choice. We'll find out soon enough. We'll find out soon enough. So Katya's back. As I said, you can hit that button at any time, and we'll automatically bring you back to the next stage, which in this case is the morning, day 3. All right, so we're back here, and we will right-click, and oh, we got raided again. And this time someone tried to rob us, more scared, we fended them off, we were all armed. Remember, we had the crowbar and we left it here. No one was wounded, they didn't steal anything, and Katya brought all of this back. Okay, now no matter what happens, you will always get this box, and it may say that nothing happened. You may get a note saying, in this case, Roman is now not feeling well. Katya brought back all of this stuff, what have you. So that will always show up. And Roman is now very tired, so he has to go to bed, or he will not be very functional. So we will send Katya down there to build stuff, and we'll see what she can come up with here. What did we bring back? We need to eat, so we need the stove. We also need the heater, and we need the wall. Ooh, again, choices. Stove first. Have to eat. Place that there. You can run up there. And with any luck, we will get the guy who does the trading to show up. And hopefully, we can give up some stuff for some more materials to do some extra building, and we can build some of these things. I do want to get the weapons bench upgraded because, among other things, you can make the saw blades, but you can also make a hatchet. And a hatchet means you can chop up all the cabinets, or at least some of them, and you have firewood and you have all of that. So right now, I forgot, we don't have any firewood to do any cooking, but they need to eat. So the stove is made. Let's go see what else we have materials to make, and not much. So I need to know, we have 8 water, we have 1 piece of jewelry, we got all that sugar, we got this. Okay, so we have a few trade goods, not many. You don't really ever want to do this unless you've got like 5 or 6, and it happens on occasion. But you can trade away some of your medical supplies or your food. Like I said, it's not recommend it, but you can do it if you have a superabundance, which, oh my goodness, he did show up today. That's the guy that does the trading. He's the merchant, the barter guy. That's outstanding. So good news, we are going to have more stuff. Now the question is, what all does he have with him? He has materials, he has, okay, he has wood. Well, let's just take all that wood. Oh, and a filter to make more water. Well, I don't need. Yeah, we kind of do need that. We'll trade him for the water instead. Oops, that's my water. Keep track of which one you're looking at when you're making decisions. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I always try to leave one box in the merchant's side empty in case I give him something and there may be a possibility of getting just a little bit more of small items. So I always try to do that. So now what we want to do is find the happy point where he's up. Oh, there we go. So for all of that, we get all of this. It's actually a good deal. Now, we're going to see about getting some of this. And some more gears. Trouble is, I don't remember how many of those we may need. And leave the weapons parts there. Yep, that's what I figured. This is going to be an expensive one. So, oh, well, I wasn't expecting 2 things of books to make that nearly reasonable, I guess is the way I want to say that. Okay, that's not so good. Yep, that didn't work so well. You do want to keep some books around because that does help morale. Oh, well, I'm thinking about it. These leaf things, they can be used to make medicine. The sugar can be used to make alcohol. And the alcohol can then be purified to help make medicine. So it's all in upgrades and things you can make at your workbench. This is why you need to have stuff. Dang it. There was one more medical supply there. We'll gamble. That's an impressive offer. So that says we can get a lot more stuff. Or keep stuff. Oh, we have a deal and we get to keep that. So, yep, there we go. That's just keep taking stuff down till it gets to fine, we have a deal, and then keep taking small stuff off until it says you need more. And that's where we were, so we're going to do that. Well, you know what? Fine, we have a deal. Okay, so we get a little bit more. And I think we'll call that good. Oh, by the way, this little X here in front of our merchant, if we don't click that, he will stay there till the end of the day. And we hit end of day or the clock runs out, whichever comes first. So please allow him to go home. Oh. All right, so now we come back over here and we see what we can make. And by the way, this is, yep, there we go. We'll close up. Oh, water purifier. These work, the rainwater collector, excuse me. These work when it's warm. once it gets cold, you can't do it. You have to melt snow on your stove. Um, but speaking of which, 13 degrees. Yeah, it's starting to get cold. So, oh, again, tough choices. What do we make? Yeah, we still, oh, can't quite upgrade that. Darn. Okay. So we'll come back here and we will make, takes 10 of 14 wood, 2 of 35 of that, and we need 6. So we can do 1, either the stove or a barricade. Ooh, tough choice. I think we'll do the barricade. Yeah, we'll do the barricade. And then we have enough water that we can cook 2 meals on the stove. That'll be a good thing. Roman is now down to tired, and he's been sleeping for about 6 hours, so this is good. Theoretically, we could have him get up and put Katya in bed, and she would then be refreshed to go out scavenging, and he would be tired to do the guard duty. That's actually not a bad choice. So yeah, we'll have Roman come up here and do the cooking. We'll have Katya come down here. Actually, no, we'll have Katya go dig this out while we wait on Roman. Ah, yes. This is good. Now we got 2 people working. And, okay, so you can cook just the meat, and it takes 5 water and 2 wood. Or you can cook the meat and the vegetable. It takes 6 water and 2 wood. And you have a meal for everybody. So, again, choices. What's going to be best for your group of people in your shelter? And here we go. We'll feed Roman. And we'll let him run up there and do that. We'll have her run down here and eat and then go to bed. Ooh, I'm not sure we gave her enough time to sleep. Uh-oh. This may be a problem. Well, we'll find out. Alright, so she ate. And Roman found, ooh, medicine, more sugar, and another book. Okay. Oh, let's go ahead and look at this real quick. I was talking about what you need here. It says we lack coffee and cigarettes, and it'll tell you, I think Roman does 3 cigarettes a day and Katya does 1 coffee. Not sure if I remember that correctly, but that'll give you an idea of how that works. So you need to find that out. But it tells you we have 1 chair, we have 1 bed, but we could use more. It's hard to get a good night's sleep on hard, cold concrete. We don't have a radio. We don't know what's going on in the city. We have a few books. Good book helps forget the horrors of war. Staying here is better than living in a ruin. That doesn't say a whole lot. Some breaches in our walls have been boarded up, but we're still not safe enough. So yeah, this will always apply that. You also have the BIOS section for each one, and it says, never thought I'd end up running and all of this. And day 3, I was at the front line since things got worse. My unit was always the first to go in, the last to get out. After I lost a quarter of my men, the elders decided we needed some R&R. So I ended up here. We're always quiet, and it just didn't last. So tell you about him. You'll see the same thing about Katya. You can get some of the backstory on all of your characters. So yeah, good stuff. They went into a lot of depth and a lot of detail in this, and we have finally emptied out all of the storage locations in the building, so we are going to end the day. And she did not get enough sleep. There it is. She's still tired, and she's slightly wounded. So now let's look at this. I don't think we looked at the supermarket. Store supplied to the whole neighborhood. That area is under military control, so there's going to be soldiers there. Might be dangerous, still might be worth the risk. There could be a lot of stuff left, and it tells you there is a lot of stuff left. So yeah, definitely want to look at that. But if you do that, do you want to send Roman or do you want to send Katya? again, choices. They're not always easy choices. Uh, yeah, let's table that. Let's go see. Well, darn it. We'll send Roman up there, and we'll put Katya on guard. We'll send him with the crowbar. We'll leave her with the shovel. Oh. I seem to recall there's a locked something or other there. We'll find out. All right, so the loading screen, that takes forever. And we're going to finish this night, and we're going to call this a video because we're now pushing, I think we've gone over an hour, but it takes about 20 minutes per day. Thank God that I can do this with just my right hand. I don't have to worry about messing up the nerves. Oh, there's a soldier there. He is talking to... He's talking to a woman. Oh, he wants... Yeah, he wants a little something out of her. So... Roman takes him down. She runs away, safe and sound. Yay, you're a hero. That worked out well. It's something of a 50-50 shot whether or not the guy's going to turn around and shoot you. But now you have his gun, his weapons, and his booze. That's interesting. Now, I needed the shovel. I can see the shovel rubble pile there. Oh, that's awesome. All right, well, we'll clean up whatever locations we can and come back with a shovel next time. Yeah, lockpick, crowbar. Crowbar might have been the better choice on this one. Oh, wait a minute, I have the crowbar. I just don't have the shovel. Well, that's totally helpful, right? Yeah, totally helpful. Actually, you know what? I don't know where I want to put all of this. I think we'll leave it down here. We'll go clean out locations up top. This is one of those situations where a low carry capacity hurts. Yeah, you needed somebody who could fight, and Katya probably could fight, but again, choices. So Roman's trained in combat, so that was the choice that I made, and yeah, choices is what it is. This game is all about the choices, and there are always choices. Always choices. So, yeah. Small arms fire in the distance. They got a lot of details in this game right. They did well. There are occasional scenes where you get. I was doing a sound check on one of the stories versions that I was trying to finish, and you could hear the artillery booms, and it peaked out the audio when they hit. It was quite the surprise, but it's yeah, and it's always in the distance. It's never right there on top of you, but yeah, there's some elements of realism in this game that are quite surprising. Extensive, not sure exactly what word you want to use for it, but yeah. Okay, we got that. And thought I remembered a location being there. By golly, we just might manage to clear everything except what's behind that pile of rubble that I didn't bring the shovel for, that I thought I needed, but then again I needed the crowbar. So choices. If I had a couple more hours of time than I do, I would have him try to dig that out, and then I'd pry bar some of those doors, but not an option. No. I shouldn't be running. I should be... Yeah. Well, fortunately there wasn't anybody else here, just those two. She ran off. He's dead. Choices. He made his. One of the downsides of war is death and destruction. And I don't care what anybody tells you, there is no glory in war. You can vanquish evil, you can have all the right reasons for doing it, but there is no glory in one man killing another, and anybody that says there is either hasn't done it or is sick in the head. So that doesn't mean there aren't times it needs to happen. But there's no glory in it. You should have no joy in killing another man for any reason, right, wrong, or otherwise. That's my personal take on it. You can be happy with that. You can be offended by it. Frankly, I don't care. Choices. I made mine. And yeah. No, I am not going to make it through all the locations here. Alright, well, it is what it is. Ooh, food. That's awesome. Alright, we're done. I need to go downstairs to the big... Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I may have waited too long. Yikes. Well, we're about to find out if I get out of here in time. So, what do we got? I still need the crowbar. 3, 4, 5 of those. Oh. 5 of those. We'll call that good. Yeah, we'll call that good. And we will run to the exit and hopefully get there before 5 a.m. Yes, we're going to make it. Good deal. Good deal. All right, so Roman is back. And we're going to call this the end of our video for today. One thing I will tell you, when you finish a day, outbreak of crime, that means there's going to be more break-ins and more raids and more fantastic. All right, so... And it was a quiet night, and Roman came back with stuff. Good deal. All right, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to end the video here. Now, when you end a video and you come back to the game, it automatically starts up at the beginning of whatever day you logged out of. So if I'm halfway through the daytime section of a day, day 6, day 3, doesn't matter, it will start over at the beginning of that day. If I am in the middle of the night, and I stop the game, when I restart, I start back that day morning when my scavenger came back, and I get to replay all of that time. So we're going to end it right here because it's the start of a day. And once again, this is the Chartreuse Leprechaun channel. My name is Mark. Thankfully, he didn't have anything to do with this, and he lost the battle on whether or not I got to do more. So I'm pretty happy about that. And with that in mind, I will see you next time. Hope you enjoyed yourself. This is the Chartreuse Leprechaun, and goodbye.